Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. No matter what kind of day, week, month, or even year you're having, BetterHelp can, well, help. It's an online therapeutic resource that will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist, all from the comfort of your own home. To get started, head to betterhelp.com/cinemasins, answer a few questions about your state of mind, and before you know it, you'll be matched with a therapist who will work with you. Oh yeah, and you'll also get 10% off your first month when you click that link below. Now, on to the show. I want to die.
The lines on the map don't converge.
On land. These lead back to Stryker's Island.
First off, an island is land, my dude. Second, how does Whiplash not think the lines converge if they totally do in the bay? Third, how did he miss that there's a fucking island right there? There may as well be a giant X on Stryker, for fuck's sake.
Oh, wow, they really just vanish.
Funny line, I guess, but Flash looks genuinely surprised that they're gone. And given how he can see everything super slowly, that realization makes less sense than Ezra Miller replacing Grant Gustin as this character. The Justice League of Ass. Thankfully, the world's greatest detective is here to figure out where these people could be located. Who else could decipher this massive pile of convenient clues?
Thermal scan shows a cluster of people there.
And Alfred couldn't have told them about this until they got all the way to the bottom of the shaft.
Right. Is there a plan?
They just climbed up 60 flights of stairs and had all this time to get over to the harbor. Why didn't they have this discussion until now? Even if we discount Cyborg's isolated demeanor, it's not like Wonder Woman and Bats wouldn't have a dialogue about how to do this mission, right?
I heard about you. Didn't think you were real.
My college girlfriend said the same thing the first time she saw my...
Oh, I'm really missing Superman right now.
Because you two were so close.
You'll die if you don't.
Cyborg goes full Star-Lord here, and you'd never go full Star-Lord.
Amazon.
These are my exact words when I see a random-ass Camry pull up in my driveway and some stranger with no identification finally drops some shit that I ordered off at my door. And why can't you handle your own drivers in your own vans, Bezos? I understand Flash not wanting to get involved, but what's Batman doing while Diana is having this staring contest with Steppenwolf? Washing his tights?
This one will be mine.
Villain decides to fight a hero one-on-one during a big battle despite having an overwhelming army to help, cliché.
A little quicker!
I've got this. Keep moving.
The fact that Flash isn't moving all the hostages out of the way by himself isn't the most insulting thing here. It's that he's depending on Cyborg to help, and he's not even using any of his special either. He could fly at least a few of these folks to the surface in no time, but he's trudging up the stairs like he's a goddamn tourist at the Arc de Triomphe.
I need the Nightcrawler.
Thought you'd never ask.
Yeah, and why didn't he until now? See how he jumps around grabbing the debris? Why didn't he do this earlier with the humans?
No!
In the time that Flash had to say no, that motherfucker could have moved that rock, eaten a sandwich, checked the Yankee score, masturbated to completion, and taken a nap, but he needed Cyborg to save the day with a laser blasty save shot. Man, the Nightcrawler sure did suck, didn't it? It was useful for 3 seconds and good for killing a handful of parademons, which any of the heroes could have done on their own. Sure, Diana couldn't kill this bitch with her godlike abilities, but maybe this 50 cal will do the trick.
What are we under right now?
Gotham Harbor.
I love these Q&As that are purely for the audience, even though we were literally told this less than 10 minutes ago. It's like being reminded that Aquaman is good at water, or that Flash is really fast, or that Jesse Eisenberg is a terrible Lex Luthor. Hey, Zach, how do we explain that Aquaman knew that they were here at this exact moment, and that he made it here all the way from Nordic wherever the just in time to save the heroes from flooding? Tommy, my boy, why don't you stick to key gripping, and I'll tell the stories around here. But Zach, shh, I've got this, Tommy. I've got this. So, he's done helping then? You're telling me that in this 9-hour marathon of a movie they couldn't show us how Bruce and company got out of that flood situation just a minute ago? Cyborg flew away from the heroes that were in danger of drowning, and the next scene, they're just fine? Did the flooding stop for some reason? Is Gotham Harbor empty? What the absolute fucking man?
The anti-life equation is carved into the surface of this very world.
Oh. Ah, sudden molten Thanos.
My lord.
Once again, Steppenwolf kneels and snivels and it undercuts this movie's finale, but I guess it does a good job of setting up a future sequel we will never see.
Find the third box, synchronize the unity, and when this world is scorched, I will come for my great prize.
Again with the outsourcing. This is like the most important what's-a-madoodle in the entire universe. Why wouldn't Darkseid be booking a JetBlue flight to Earth immediately?
I speak to intelligence.
And thus Cyborg was immediately banned from visiting the state of Idaho. I'm kidding. Idaho, of course, is not a real state.
There's a dark spot in my data stream.
Look, it happens to men all the time. Sure, you're a little young, but it's never too early for an exam.
How do we know you're not working for them?
Maybe because he willingly joined you after some trepidation, and he brought you the third mother box and set it on a table between you all and literally asked for help. Red herring is red.
Though the box had slept for thousands of years,
God damn, this 4-hour movie has roughly 6 hours of exposition.
the box has the power to reinstate anterior particle relationships.
What? Jesus Christ, Zach, can you slow this whirly cam down a bit before I puke all over my screen? Even that 70s show paused every now and then to let Kelso and Fez shoot off a couple hazy one-liners.
Anybody with a match can turn a house to smoke.
Citation needed, Wonder Woman. A single match? Try lighting a house on fire with a single match and see how far you get. Especially if it's brick or stucco. I get the point you're trying to make, but your wording was too restrictive, so I had to send you. Not only can Cyborg project a hologram of Superman on top of this mama block, he's even got the dope animations.
Who is it? Martha.
She could have called, texted, emailed, or sent a letter, but instead, fake Clark's mom showed up right at Lois's door. And more importantly, why did you say that name?
I lost the farm.
Pretty sad, but I guess that's a better outcome than Clark's dad buying it. No one will be seated while Superman's mom and girlfriend talk about missing him and shit, and it takes over 3 minutes. This is Martian Manhunter, so what the f***ing was that scene for, goddammit? Also, why did this alien butthole choose to turn back into his regular form as soon as he got out in the hallway? What if Lois opened the door to get one more hug before Ma Kent left? What if Mrs. Hollingsworth from 5A was just returning home from her grocery run? What if Dick Bickle just got done with his shift at the laundromat and was searching for his keys outside his door? Why turn back into this body at all while you're around humans? Okay, this may be the most important moment of the movie, guys. As soon as Jason puts his hands on the table, gal, you follow suit. It's the only way we can properly convey how fucking serious you people are about this mission. No, Ezra, you just stay put. No one will care about you until the third act.
There are 6, not 5. There's no us without him.
This plan is dumb. They held their own against Steppenwolf under the harbor, and that was without Arthur's help, and they didn't even work together. As Flash pointed out, there wasn't a fucking plan at all. I know the movie has to properly Justice League, but none of this discussion makes a lick of sense unless they got their asses kicked in the last battle, which they didn't. Oh, f me Tuesday, there are a lot of parts.
Any luck?
Didn't Cyborg say he could fix Fantastic Flying Fox on his own in record time? Why the shit is he out in bum Kansas while Bruce and Alfred fiddle fart their way around this transport?
Alfred, for once, I'm operating strictly on faith, not on reason.
That is a problem, Batman!
If you can't bring down the charging bull, then don't wave the red cape at it.
The f***? The red cape attracts a bull, but doesn't... I mean, even the best bullfighter can't guarantee they can bring down the bull because bulls are fucking unpredictable dicks. And the bullfighter is already in the ring with the bull before they wave the red cape. It's not like the bull is just walking by a stadium full of people minding his own business and suddenly someone appears and waves a red cape, which angers the bull, and then the competition begins. God damn, this is a bad analogy. I know I've already given this movie a lot of shit about its length. There's a reason shit gets cut, man. The banter between Flash and Aquaman is pretty amusing, but do we really need to see the entirety of the journey of them moving Clark's body from Smallville to the ship? No, viewer. No, we do not. Even the Dark Knight didn't make their skyline as Chicago-y as this, and that was Chicago as f***. And also, isn't this Metropolis not Gotham? Is every big city in the DCEU based on Chicago? Good thing Cyborg was nearby at this very moment to hack the ID computer and let Flash in. Why would he have done this long before now, even though he can communicate with any computer in the world within seconds? The f*** is everyone looking at? There was supposedly a microbial leak or something that led to the civilian evacuation, so why would they think anything big would be happening in the research station? Do they expect Superman to come back to life? Have they all read this far into the script?
You two lunatics better know what you're doing.
2 lunatics? As I recall, this is everyone's plan, and I'm pretty sure Arthur signed off on this too. Well, at least this version makes better use of Amy I'm sorry, I couldn't get through that with a straight face. The pregnancy test is branded by force majeure, as in the clause that allows for unforeseeable catastrophes to influence the liability of a contractual obligation? How the d*** does that make sense here? Who branded this? Eddie Murphy? Also, this implies that Lois is pregnant with Superman's baby, and now I have to watch that whole scene between Jason Lee and one of the London kids from Mallrats when they argue about whether this is biologically possible, and who wants to rewatch Mallrats? Superman was buried with a single photo, this one, and this bunch of resurrecting dicks just let that precious memory slip down into the goo. How the f*** do they know what they are doing? Is there an IKEA-like instruction booklet for reviving a super person? This may be academic at this point, but did anyone consider flying Clark out into space to get a shit ton of sunlight after the battle with the Balrog in the last movie? Hell, he recovered from a goddamn nuke blast by doing just that, so it was worth a shot, right? Instead he got stabbed by the Eliath, they cried a bit, and then they put his ass in the ground without contacting NASA or Elon Musk or anything. I don't understand why Flash has to run fast and time things when Cyborg is here, and he should easily be able to create the charge needed and time time it perfectly. But we needed a tense scene, and many people in the comments will be happy to explain why I'm wrong, but the movie doesn't really explain it, so therefore I'm right. While we watch the wave overtake all of Earth, I have to wonder, was this experimental resurrection worth it? Was not knowing worth hoping? What if this killed millions of Earthlings? Would it have been worth it even if Soups comes back and beats Steppenwolf? This is some reckless bullshit. Darkseid is watching all this Earth go down like it's Monday Night Football. What a fucking chump. God damn it, this movie has more apocalyptic fake-outs than Batman v Superman, Age of Ultron, and The Day After Tomorrow combined. So wait, Cyborg is getting information about the future from touching a computer? This whole thing, the whole thing that they literally made up a few seconds ago, this plan that's not a plan, that was based on a plan that wasn't an actual plan, the whole bitch-ass fucking thing works! How long have these cockernuts been standing out here? It was the dead of night when they were forced to evacuate, but now it's clearly daytime. Even if they left right before dawn, that's still a long-ass time to be standing in the same place looking at the same spot. It will forever be hilarious and sinful to me that Soups blasted so hard out of that coffin that he lost his jacket, tie, shirt, and shoes, but his pants miraculously survived with nary a tear. The only rip I see is in that fucking torso, am I right? Also, the first place he goes is to the site of his own statue? I don't care if he was just involuntarily reanimated from a permanent coma, that's some arrogant prick shit right there. Also, why is all this rubble from the statue still here? Sure, they may not have had time to rebuild it or anything, but they did have time to make and hang a giant banner from the goddamn Tower Bridge in London. Can they not have at least cleared the vestiges of the assault off the premises?
It's an auto defense system. It senses danger.
My really smart programmer gave me no override control over it. The lasso! It does nothing!
Kal-El, the last son of Krypton.
Yeah, the lasso and all the fighting didn't do the trick. Let's try words. Wow, so the best moment in the theatrical release was also part of Zack Snyder's original plans, eh? Okay, I'll take another sit-off. Ah yes, bullets, the well-known very best weapon to use against Superman. And sure, you might say these dumbasses don't know that this is Superman, but I could give a rat's ass. They just saw him take down all the Justice League in 30 seconds. He's Superman to them regardless. Look, I know Batman is way slower than the other superheroes, but the research facility isn't that far away. He has grappling hooks that can swing him around like f***ing Spider-Man. He could have caught a ride with Flash, or he could have just boosted one of the cars nearby. The question remains, why the balls did it take him so long to get here?
Clark. No.
First off, not to beat a dead horse, but why doesn't he just say Martha? Second, there are a lot of cops around here, and Bats is literally using Superman's Christian name. Sure, they don't know Bruce means Clark Kent necessarily, but when they're deposed after this whole incident, you don't think they're going to mention that Batman kept calling Superman by a regular-ass name, and that regular-ass dude from the Daily Planet died on the exact same day as Superman, and he has a regular-ass connection with this very city? The Metropolis PD must be even worse than the actual Chicago PD. Lois Lane ex machina's this situation here, and it weirdly made more sense that Bruce Wayne and Alfred were the reason she was brought here than her just suddenly showing up at the perfect time. Was she in a nearby office building watching all this unfold? What the f***? The power of love is a curious thing. Make a Superman weep, had a Batman sting. Casual kidnapping.
He's coming.
The mother box.
Yeah, I know there wasn't a plan at all, but you'd think they would have left at least one person behind to guard that shit after they used it. How can the same guy bring about the end of the Earth in two different franchises? Takes Steppenwolf 3 swipes of his axe to get through this very human technology door.
So begins the end.
Dear holy sweet fancy mother box Mary, I wish. But I know there's still at least another hour of nonsense to sit through, and that's before we get to all that Joker tomfoolery in the epilogue. Holy shit, I can actually see the color blue in Batman's suit! Slap my ass and call me Susan, I'm taking a sin off. Ah, Kelly Clarkson! Hey, what if there's someone showing the property right now? Clark is just gonna walk in with no shirt and probably worms and grubs all up in multiple orifices? That may completely derail the sale. Sure, we want the Kents to get the farm back, but what about the real estate agent's commission? The market in Smallville isn't hot or anything, so this may be their only sale all year.
Here.
I thought Martha cleared out the whole property and moved into an apartment. Did she just leave all Clark's behind in the house? I guess she was like, hell, he's dead, so it's someone else's problem now. Let them get rid of all this flannel. Photoshopping 1/5 of your shot to make an awesome sunset that only detracts from the original shot by looking obviously photoshopped.
He's never fought us. Not us united.
Apes together strong, man, Bats say. Also, remember when we woke up the dead Superman because we needed him? Then he was kind of scary evil, so now we're back to doing this ourselves. But we're just as confident as if we'd never detoured to wake up the dead Superman in the first place?
I have a second chance, Lo.
Has Clark always called her Lo? I have to be honest, I've watched Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, both versions, and both versions of this movie multiple times, and I swear to f*** that I've never heard him use this nickname. Why'd she stop here instead of pulling all the way up to where they're standing? Doesn't she want to get to her son as quickly as possible?
I'm Willie Meemaw.
Meemaw.
Barry Allen was right here.
Flashing back to the Flash in a flashback without actually flashing to the flashback.
Lois Lane is the key.
She is. to Superman.
Reducing Lois Lane to the key to Superman.
Master Wayne, you need to see this.
Pardon, might you be a dear and come hither to gander upon this cliche? I know these assholes are superheroes and shit, but is there a reason to take off before the fucking back hatch is closed? No one's had a chance to even sit down, let alone get buckled in.
My redemption is nigh.
Premature celebration.
The satellites revealed he's created a defensive dome.
It's a design flaw.
Dome itself is a design flaw? That's staggeringly bad design. I love it! But grammar weirdness aside, otherwise, it's the evil thing has exploitable design flaw all over again.
We've got to destroy the defensive dome so we can reach the Unity before it synchronizes.
Ah, I see. Makes perfect sense. Superman's ship sure has a lot of vagina shapes in it. Or are those onions? Endives? Leeks? Superman needs the sun, gives him a boner for the fight to come. Earthzits. Jeez, why'd it take the Justice League so long to get to Russia when Cap, Tony, Bucky, and T'Challa arrived there within minutes in Civil War?
Pull back, you're not gonna make it.
Just have to knock a little louder.
God damn. This movie was present in every single sexual encounter I had in college. Well, that was easy. If Independence Day, Minecraft, and the Star Wars movies have taught me anything, that should be pretty hard to do.
Kill him! Get to the carriage! Defend the Unity!
Those sound like three completely separate orders, though. I guess crash landing a speeding plane is just as safe in this movie as crashing a helicopter in the original Suicide Squad. Batman blows up the tower, proving once and for all that Batman's guns are awesome, and I guess the Demonoid Dick's guns are lame. I'm legitimately tired here, man. Can I get a break? Valium? 20 minutes with a shitty couch? I never expected the Snyder Cut to bear so much resemblance to the Wachowski Speed Racer. Oh man, these parademons totally have Stormtrooper aim, huh? If they're having this much trouble with the Batmobile, there's no way one of them would be able to later hit a target as fast as Flash, especially when he's almost at full speed, right? These guys are The Bat and the Furious. Wonder Woman and Flash show up to save Batman's ass here. That's all well and good, but they still don't even know Superman is coming to bail them out, so this is poor allocation of resources. Cyborg is here too? They left Steppenwolf all alone with Aquaman? The Justice League are dicks.
You're welcome. I'm there.
No booyah? I'd remove a sin, except I still remember the booyah from the theatrical version, so... Ah yes, just what we paid the big bucks for. Watching Aquaman engage in a protracted battle in the air. Oh good, 2 with 1 blow. You should tell that story to the villagers as you were on your way to face Goliath, you show-off. Now Batman is shooting fools with a fucking alien heavy machine gun. And are any of these fucking characters doing what they're known for doing in this fucking final battle? Is Wonder Woman gonna start doing jump rope with her lasso of truth once they get to Steppenwolf? Yeah, Jurassic you.
Remember me?
Well, he should. You went toe-to-toe with him under the ocean earlier in this 17-part extended limited miniseries of a movie.
Tell me, Amazon, why did you abandon your own sisters?
I know villains got a villain and shit, but is this really relevant right now? After playing this whole final battle fairly smart, Steppensheep fixates on Wonder Woman just long enough to get his dumbass defeated. What do you call it when the villain isn't expositing his plan at the end, but instead he's just pacing around his hero victim unnecessarily? Hey, it's a literal Deus Ex Machina. Also, wow, Superman? You don't fucking say. I had him written off back when he was standoffish to the heroes after being reborn. No way I thought he was going to show up here at the end to save the day. That's ludicrous. Who in their right mind would have predicted that? That being said, watching Black Suit Superman kick Steppenwolf's ass for a good amount of time? Amazing. Worth sins off. Why did Darkseid show up now? I thought he needed to be informed about the Unity after it happened. Then he would come to Earth and do his evil shit. The boxes haven't even been synchronized yet. Fake out ending is fake out forcing forced speed force. The guy who runs really fast will now run so fast he is running through space. But we will present that exceptional speed via slow motion. Because
make your own future.
Yeah, I make my future to say f you to this portion of the movie. That's what I hope for with my future. You gotta hand it to Victor. He's got academic pride out the ass. Anytime he's not Cyborg, he's in some sort of letter jacket or Gotham City University swag. The Alumni Association should be constantly hitting him up after this.
We've been waiting for you, Victor.
God, f***ing manipulative cutscene Jesus shit. How does Zack convince himself this shit is needed or helpful or anything but nightmare-inducing?
Anti-life is found, Assad, and we will stop at nothing to possess it.
I mean, not now, even though we literally just had the portal to Earth open and the Justice League was tuckered out from that battle, and all of Batman's gadgets have been destroyed and shit. So even though this would arguably be the best time to retrieve the anti-life, let's take 5 or so before we go after it. No, we're totally gonna get it. I just need to lie down for a bit, you know. My back has been acting up all week. They gave you $70 million and you couldn't make blonde Nokia here look 10% real? Seriously? I haven't kept an exact count, but I'm estimating this is the 3,402nd slow-mo hero shot we've gotten in this movie. And that's just in the last hour or so. Even if I believe Batman survived that crash earlier, how did the Night Fox, especially in pretty pristine condition? Oh, thank God. I guess it was an improvement over the previous version, and there were some cool moments here and there, but I am exhausted. Fuck a cocksucking dick with a shit-pole fuck-ass bitch hole. He stares at Mira. Mira stares at him. He stares back. Still, the movie refuses to end.
Big round table. 6 chairs. Right there.
But room for more.
And room for more.
Gag me with a fucking jagged spoon over this Hallmark fucking greeting card fucking ending.
Thank you is not enough what you did. I did a mistake.
Jesus balls on fire with a desire to get the fuck away from this leaden exposition. He did a thing. You're thankful. You're both super privileged white people. Let's go already.
How did you get the house back from the bank?
Bruce goes on to crack wise about how he bought the bank, but couldn't he have just bought the fucking house? Wasn't it in foreclosure and available for purchase to anyone, especially a rich asshole like him? Running this fast in a populous downtown area with your eyes closed.
Come on, Luther. Let's go.
If we're going to revisit this scene from the last version in essentially the same way, I have no problem giving it a Kryptonian skip.
His name is Bruce Wayne.
Cool. So how did Lex come to this realization? The same way Bane did in Dark Knight Rises? Which is to say, who the knows? After all this, the movie rams the unintelligible nightmare sequence into our eye holes with no transition, foreplay, or use of lubrication.
Isn't that right? Batman. Besides, who's gonna give you a reach around?
There you go, folks. Only Zack Snyder could bring you this moment where a fictional future Joker offers Batman a reach around. I'll be goddamn. It was all a dream! The movie's ending on an "it was all a dream" cliche. Wow. Not that the whole movie was a dream, but the unnecessary 6-minute desert future nightmare sequence was a dream. Which means it means nothing, since this is at the end of the fucking movie!
Oh, and some have called me the Martian Manhunter.
Christ on a cracker, can we just end?
In 1930, the Republican-controlled House of Representatives, in an effort to alleviate the effects of the... Anyone?
Thanks again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. People often forget that mental health is just as important as physical health. I know I do. If you're feeling like you need to speak to someone, or you just need a mental health check-in, BetterHelp is an amazing online resource that allows you to do just that. Connect with a therapist in a safe and secure online environment. And no, this isn't self-help. This is a real connection with an actual human being. And you don't even have to leave the house to do it. It takes about as much effort as watching a YouTube video to start your connection to BetterHelp. And hey, we can all watch YouTube, right? I mean, you're all the way at the end of this video. Once you get started, you can send messages to your therapist anytime, check out information that's relevant to your needs, and book your next appointment, all on the same page. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change therapists if needed. Head to betterhelp.com/cinemasins to answer a few questions and get paired up with a therapist within 24 hours. Get a whole 10% off your first month by clicking that link. Join over 2 million people taking charge of their mental health. Again, that's betterhelp, HELP.com/cinemasins.